Southern California, and for me, growing up was very interesting. Definitely a lot of culture and influence there in certain ways, and in the area that I was in, there wasn't a lot of space, at least in the 90s and through the 2000s, for like people to be gay. It was definitely difficult to express those things without the fear of judgment.
I loved this because it was just a very great, very good story. This woman has lived such a, or sorry, they have lived such a fascinating life, and it was great. The storytelling was phenomenal. The pacing, the editing, it was very good to capture someone's story, and that was a story that needed to be told because it was great. I felt amazing watching it. It was so impactful. It was like a great personal diary of this person, and the filmmakers did an amazing job capturing
I
everything about
really
it.
enjoyed Fuel for Life, and I think it was a great little documentary short for Blake, and just this general story about like a great biker. I feel like that's not really, or like mountain biker, cross range biker type situation. Those are stories you don't really hear, and especially you don't really hear them from girls a lot. So I think that's really great, and just the story about someone wanting to push themselves out of their boundaries, with their sport and their life, and I think that's really great. And it all had like a really chill vibe about it, with these cool tones in the scenery, and the background sounds. It just all meshed together really, really well. And I really enjoyed
Really
watching
enjoyed
it.
this film. I really liked Blake a lot. I really liked getting to know her. It was really interesting to hear her story. She was saying like coming out of the '90s and 2000s in Southern California, it was difficult for her to find a place as a gay and a trans person, and finding the place in mountain biking. It's always very inspiring when you see somebody who has found their thing and they are excellent at it. Always very inspiring to see that. So this was an inspiring piece. The footage was beautiful. I loved seeing the work. Seeing the biking, and seeing all that. Yeah, she's wonderful at it, and liked her dog too. I like the seeing the dog participate. That was fun. But yeah, no, Blake is a wonderful athlete. Works very hard, obviously, and is very good at what she does. So it's very inspiring to see that. And it was a beautifully made film. Wonderful cinematography. Wonderful editing, and like I said, Blake and her story is very interesting. So yeah, good luck with this piece. I hope it does well for the team, and I hope to see more of Blake in the
It was a
future.
great little kind of mini documentary. And I loved getting to know Blake and their story and who they are and what they love, which is biking. And I thought the action POV shots were so cool. Like the location of this, I guess it's just maybe a naturally occurring place to bike with all the dunes and the hills. It was so cool. So I loved getting to see the kind of up close and also aerial shots of this biking location. I also loved seeing the little dog trying to keep up desperately. It was so cute. But yeah, I love this. It was just really about being and staying true to who you are, and always being open to discovery and learning new things, and finding great friends along the way. I thought it was really sweet, and it was well packaged, and it was short and memorable.
Visually, this film was incredible. Like the camera work was so great, and it just gave you such this feeling of almost rest and peace and like presence with her. And the mountain biking sequences are just awesome. Like it's so cool. You can really almost see the freedom that she feels in her sport. And her narration, she tells her story well. She picks out things to talk about that really can connect with the viewer and give you a sense of kind of her, and I feel like you feel really connected to her as you watch. I loved hearing her story, and I loved just watching the film because it was beautiful visually. It was just really great.
I thought this one was really cool. It's super compelling. It's about a really, really cool, protagonist doing really cool things, and it's very inspiring. And so, especially when you have like a sports documentary or somebody who, like, following somebody who does sports or, makes art or any kind of like very visually compelling medium, your B-roll is going to be kick-ass, and it's going to carry the whole thing through, because if it's a really good band-aid to kind of cover up if there's any sort of dull points or lulls in an interview or a conversation. You can always cut to some really cool B-roll, and I think that this one didn't necessarily have to do that, but it had the option, and I think that it's a really cool story. So, great job.
I really liked this. I liked that it highlighted that parts of your identity don't have to be, how am I trying to phrase this? That your whole identity doesn't have to revolve around one single thing. That your hobby or what you're passionate about can be such an important part of that, but it doesn't have to be all of it. I liked that they showed that a passion can bind people together and help you find the place that you feel most comfortable, and help you find the people that you should be with, find your tribe. I think it's absolutely true, and like really having something that everybody feels the same way about, like a passion for being on a bike, for example. Everything else, like, that's what is important to those people. Nothing else really matters when they're all biking together. And I think that is so important, because it can bring people together that wouldn't necessarily been brought together before.
Fantastic snippet into someone's impressive life. A trans woman who continues to defy stereotypes and misconceptions, even following her transition, by sticking to her passions, in this case for biking, despite what others may think, because biking for her is a part of what makes her who she is, as much as, or maybe in a way even more so, being trans itself is a part of who she is. We're all made up of many different things, not just what our gender identity is, but also what our hobbies and loves and distastes are. Those are all the things that make up who we are, and we get a great look at this particular person, her life, and what she's endured and how she expects to go forward.